Hi, welcome back to Outdoor Gear and Skills. Many months ago, I did a video on putting a Sawyer water filter right in my water line of my Camelback, and I just used it for the first time this week as I went hiking. So if you saw that video, I just cut a hole in the tube of my bladder for my, this is the Camelback Transalp, and I put the Sawyer water in here, and then I just threw zip ties on both ends. And I wanted to have something instead of just taking a life straw, which is still great, and I still actually carried in this backpack because it's so light, it doesn't take up any space. And so I wanted this though so that I could start out my hike. I could start out, have 100 ounces of water, but then if I'm doing a big hike, if I'm out there, you know, all day, whatever the case is, I run out of water, I will be able to dunk this whole bladder in the North Umpqua River or a lake, a waterfall, something like that, and then filter it out. I didn't want to have to filter the water into the bladder and then have it fine and just use the hose to get it out. I wanted to filter it on the way out so I could just quickly fill it up, take it out, throw it in the bag, and off we go. So unfortunately, after doing this many months ago, early this year, I finally went on a hike. I've been biking a lot, walking, doing some other things, just trying to move and keep my back loose. And so I really hadn't done much hiking. So I went out and hiked Fall Creek Falls, and we had a great time. It was a great hike, great weather, stood under the waterfall. And I didn't use very much water. You can see my water levels about there. And this is an antimicrobial bladder from Camelback. I love it. Big opening to fill it with ice, everything. I love that. But what I need to do is empty this out, and then I've got to blow this water out of the line because you don't want the water sitting in the water filter. That goes for both the life straw and a filter like this. You want to get that water out so it's just not up in there causing problems with it. So I'm going to empty this and blow this out, but it did take a little bit to get the water to travel through the my pink filter here, and once it did, the water just flowed freely, just like drinking from the hose like any other time. So it is important that I kick this out. I don't have another hike planned. My daughter's getting married in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to be around. I don't know, I'm here or there for the next couple of weeks, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a hike in. I don't want to leave the water in this, even in an antimicrobial, so I'm just going to put it on the plants. But I did not notice any issues with this in sticking this inside the bag. I positioned it in a good spot, and it just worked really well. I didn't have any problems with my zip ties or anything. So it performed just like I hoped that it would. And I am still going to carry this with me because, this is great for just dropping down and getting water directly out of the river or the lake or stream, whatever it is, and then kind of, taking off whatever. But if I'm wanting to store this and not drink it, or I don't want to unload it and stick it in, new water and start that all over again, this is a great thing to just have with me. And it doesn't weigh anything. I literally don't even feel this in my bag. So having two water sources like that, I think is great because you never know. We're up in an area where I saw an elk 3 or 4 weeks ago when I was out mountain biking. I've seen deer. There's animals around the river. You can just have problems. You don't want to get giardia and things like that. So both of these are, good options. And if anything does go wrong with that at least gives me a backup to try to do that. So I wish it hadn't taken me so long to get out there and test this on the trail, but this worked out exactly as I wanted. I think I paid like $20 for that at Sportsman's Warehouse down in Medford, and totally worth it. And I know that this is going to be a great thing. my Camelback Transalp here. This is my big hiking bag. It's the biggest Camelback that I own. I've taken this up Mount Timpanogos many times, probably 10, 12 times in Utah. I've hiked Mount Thielsen up by Diamond Lake, Crater Lake area. I've hiked on the North Umpqua Trail. This is my go-to bag and I love it. I love the antimicrobial bladder with the large opening for ice. But adding this, I think just worked really well. Even if I don't have to fill this up and get additional water, it's just filtering it out and it doesn't hurt anything. So all around, it's just positive attributes for doing it, and there's no cons to actually doing this. Everything's pros on it, so I'm glad I did it. I wish I hadn't taken so long to actually just cut this hose and stick this on. It's really stupid that it took me a year and a half or however long I owned it before, you know, since I bought it, that I actually did it. But it works really well. I'd love to hear your what your experiences have been, both with the Life Straw, with Sawyer. I know Sawyer does a lot of great things, and so I'd love to hear what your experiences are, or what your water filtration system is, or how you go about that as you're out in the woods. And as always, thanks for watching Outdoor Gear and Skills, and we'll see you out there.